So I've listened carefully to what you have to say, and it seems to me that you seem to lack confidence in the counselling sessions and whether the strategies that the counsellor employs will actually assist you to graduate the program. So do you feel like you're wasting your time? Okay, so I'd just like to revisit now. What were the events that led you to agree to participate in the drug and alcohol program? What happened prior to this moment? Okay, so what I'm hearing from you is that it is actually really important for you to change this behaviour. But agreeing to participate in the drug and alcohol program demonstrates to me that you are capable of personal growth and that you do possess the ability to change. So I can understand how, the other participants talking about themselves, comes across as being far-fetched and just a little bit, like a little bit of a waste of time. But have you considered that maybe that this might be part of the session's therapeutic value? Okay, so the objective that the counsellor is trying to achieve is that instead of just launching the session into discuss your problems, which could be a little bit daunting, instead he's getting the participants to talk about themselves so that you feel a little bit more comfortable and that before the session gets into the more serious part, you've settled in a little bit more. Now, I would just like to really emphasize that it is crucial that you discuss your concerns with me and the rest of your team rather than taking matters into your own hands and not attending the program. It is really important that you do attend these counselling sessions so that you've got a better chance of graduating and you will be able to live a better life. So I'd just like you now to tell me, what do you think the consequences are if you continue along the same path and not participate in the program? Okay, so that's right. And then as well, the court could impose additional conditions on top of your drug and treatment order. You could be required to complete 40 hours community service. You could have to serve 7 days incarcerated, and worst comes to worst, and we really do want to avoid this, is you might have to serve 3 years of your suspended sentence, and that is a long time. So now that we've discussed the cons, now, would you be able to tell me, what do you think the benefits will be if you do attend the program? Okay, so the program does equip you with the knowledge and skills necessary to avoid relapse triggers. And you've just discussed with me your brother and rekindling that relationship, and I can tell that is very important to you. The program will help you address issues associated with your offending, such as your family and your brother. And as well, it will ultimately, the strategies that you're taught there will help you and gain employment and more employment opportunities. So now that we see the cons and the benefits, what do you think you'll decide to do? Okay, great. That's really good. I'm happy to hear that you've agreed to participate in the program going forward. So now, a possible solution to how the sessions aren't really working for you right now and how they're conducted is I can arrange a meeting with the counsellor and myself for you to discuss these issues. Is this something that you might consider? Great, well, I'm glad to hear that you're open to that, and I will arrange that for you in the future. So now I'd like to address your second concern about the travel on public transport for an hour on the train. And I do really understand this. I mean, I dislike travelling on public transport for 20 minutes in peak hours. So I can see how an hour for you would be very overwhelming and just get me out of here. So there's two possible solutions that we can employ. Number one is that we can apply for the court for additional funding for you to get a cab to and from the sessions. Number two is that I can look into see whether there is actually counselling sessions that are available to you closer to your home. So out of these two solutions, what do you think would work best for you? Okay, so you would rather attend a counselling session closer to home. All right, that's good. I will definitely look into that. So in the meantime as well, because you will have to participate once a week, and this might take some time, is I can look up TransLink when you leave to see whether there's a more direct route available by bus or by ferry, so that'll help you going forward as well. Okay, so I just think too as well, in order for me to actually implement these solutions and to arrange a meeting and to see if there is something closer to your home, I do need you to, can I just please grab your consent for me to discuss these issues with the rest of the team? Great, okay, well, thank you very much for that. So the last issue that we need to talk about today is how you smashed the train window, and you are currently in an operational period of your sentence, which I explained, and this means that you can't commit any criminal offences during this time. Obviously, smashing the train station window is a criminal offence, so there are additional criminal sanctions attached to this. The magistrate could extend your operational period, meaning that you can't commit further offences in this for an additional period of time, or you could be required to serve part of your sentence if incarcerated. So, however, given the circumstances and that the offence was quite minor, I do think the magistrate would be a little bit more lenient. But what I think would be best for you is for you to tell the magistrate yourself rather than me, so you show that you've accepted responsibility for your actions. And as well, it's really important that you do attend going forward. Okay, great. So I just like to recap on our session for today. Number one, so you've agreed that you will participate in the treatment program going forward. Number two is that we're going to arrange a meeting with the counsellor and for you to discuss your concerns. Number three is that I will look into seeing whether there's a treatment program closer to your house. In the meantime, we're going to look up TransLink and see if there's a more direct route available. And lastly, you have agreed to tell the magistrate what happened at the train station in the hopes that this will mitigate your sentence and you accept responsibility. Is there anything else I've missed?